Hello everyone, welcome to Gardening TLC. Michelle here in Northern Illinois, and we are getting ready to do part 3 of our garden tour. I hope you guys are liking the videos where we're breaking it down, digging a little deeper, looking a little closer at all of the different gardens. We are getting ready to leave the back garden and go around the corner. We're going to look at the Passageway garden and the Cottage garden. I think originally I was going to do 5 videos. I think it's going to end up being 4. So if you want to see some progress that's happening in the garden, you want to take a deeper dive and look a little closer, come with me today. Come on. I know you guys have been waiting for an update on this Passageway garden. As you can see, it's starting to fill in. Now, this is a first-year garden, and there are annuals in here as well as perennials and shrubs. And we did annuals probably more heavily than I normally do, only because I wanted to make sure I had some color in here while I'm waiting for everything to grow up. But I have a few fails over here as well. So let's take a look at the garden and see how it's progressing. We'll talk about the annuals that are in here. A couple of things I've discovered that I love, and a couple of things are totally not performing like they normally do. And I think when I got them in, I think the roots weren't fully developed. This would be a perfect example. This is a Supertunia. It's been in the ground for 2 months. That's as big as it is. And yes, I have fertilized it. And no, I don't think the rocks have anything to do with it, because I have it in other places and it's doing the same thing. I have been feeding it once a week. I water it. So I don't know if just it was underdeveloped and it's just now starting to take off. But hopefully by next month, these really have some color on them and they're a lot bigger. But this is the Bordeaux. I love this color in here. I just wish the plants were bigger sooner. Now next to that, we have our little blue chip juniper. And it's really healthy, doing well. I think they're taking well to the spots that we put them in. Remember, this is a ground cover juniper, and it's going to fill this area in probably in 5 years. So you won't have so much rock exposed. Now, next year, we will plant something here and plant something there to soften the edges. I think I know what it's going to be, too, but we'll see, because I could change my mind between now and then. Our pots are doing really well at the entrance to the she shed. You can see that our seeds did germinate. Soon we'll have little pretty wispy flowers in there because we underplanted this with seeds, and we did bachelor buttons and cosmos. And we did like a short knee-high cosmo. So that's going to look so pretty in there with all of those elephant ears. I really do like the way these pots turned out. All right, check it out. Our she shed's looking good, still clean. Still have to hang those shelves up right there. But I'm traveling tomorrow, and I will be going to Aurora to a place called Route 55. It's a shabby chic antique store that I guess is absolutely fabulous. And I'm going to do a tour in that direction, so that is not that far away. So I thought I would go check it out on my way. All right, the other thing we want to check out is, look at our zinnias. Aren't they beautiful? In the back, we got the Benari Giant Pink, and in the front, we got the Oklahoma Carmine. I love these together. This was the seed blend that we did for the 2025 zinnias. In the front, we tried to grow the Zahara Double Raspberry, which, as you can see, didn't fare as well. I reseeded them even, and even the reseed didn't come back in that great. They don't have any flowers on them, though. This little bunch does have buds on it. But, oh my goodness, I love these. And I love these in this area, and I think every year I will save this area for zinnias and just trade out kind of what I'm doing. I am glad that I did a color block though, because I really do like it. And I like that I did some tall ones with some shorter ones in front. We've just got to find what we're going to put down here next year. And maybe I have to start the shorter ones from seed to have better luck with that in the front. But oh, I can't wait to get back so that I can make some flower bouquets. Isn't that great? I love it. We still have to decide what we're going to do with everything in this holding bed right here. Right now, yeah, it looks pretty good. But if you're looking from the porch, it's like this yellow, 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 yellow everywhere. And we need to break the yellow up. And these were never intended to stay here. They were just put there temporarily. Now, 2 years later, they're still there. And we have to figure out what we're doing, which I think I know, so stay tuned for that as well. All right, check it out, you guys. Everything is still babies, yes, but you can see we have some silver sage in here. You're going to see alyssum dotted throughout. You're also going to see the attempt of growing saffron finch supertunias. Look at that. Isn't that pathetic how that looks? I'm just so underwhelmed with my petunias this year. All right, the one thing I'm loving though is check out this rainbow ascot euphorbia. I love this thing. I love the foliage on it. I love the flowers on it. We've dotted it down this area here. I wish it was more hardy for me, but it can be a tender perennial here unless I have a mild winter. Then it might come back. But I did buy some more plugs so that I can grow some up for next year just in case. All right, check it out. Here's our autumn moorgrass. Isn't that great? I love the plumes on this thing. It will get just a little bit bigger. The clump itself probably gets 12 inches high, and then the little plumes come up and make it 18 inches. So this is going to get just a little bit bigger. It is in first year, and then it'll be absolutely glorious. Behind that, we have some Violet Night Alyssum, and then, oh, look at that. There is our little Weigilla. Isn't that the greatest color? I love that. This guy is not going to get much bigger. He stays about this size. This is the Midnight Wine Shine, I believe, is the one that it is. And check it out next to this beautiful euphorbia. And then if I swing around this way, that blue globe spruce will get bigger. And then you're going to have that beautiful contrast there. I just love that. And look, you guys. Oh, I'm so excited. This butterfly bush is living. Oh, this is my third try with a butterfly bush, and this guy is looking really good. I'm pretty excited. He's got flowers, he's healthy, he's got new growth on him. Oh, I just am so excited. This is my third try. Down below that, we have some Heaven Sent Jacob's Ladder. I think there's 6 of them in here. We planted those, cut them back. 3 of them were already here, and then we added 3 more or 4 more. So I'm loving those. Behind that, we've got a beautiful hosta. This is I think that's the Crosser Regal hosta, and then we have foxglove intermingled with that. The foxglove I'm pretty proud of. We grew those up from little plugs. So those are looking really good. We did cut them back once. They are producing some more flowers, and we're hoping that they threw their seeds everywhere so that those will keep producing for me. Next to that, and we'll just stay up here on this top area for a little bit, we've got some Baby Joe Pieweed. I love that. Behind that, we've got our Winter Gem Boxwoods. And see, even though these are on the north side of the house, see how much sun they get? Because I think it's just so open and exposed over here. So absolutely loving this area right here. Dropping back down to the first level here, I have decided that I love Bidens in the ground. This is a Biden that was left over at the garden center, and I just threw it in the ground. And now I'm like, oh my goodness, those perform so well in the ground. Now behind that, we've got a little Bordeaux petunia in there. And again, nothing spectacular back there. And then next to this Biden, which is an annual for me, so that'll come out, but I think I'll dot them again down this whole area. This is our Yuki Blossom shrub. It was really kind of ratty looking for quite a while. I actually gave it a little bit of a prune, and then it started to get some more growth on it. So it really went into a little bit of shock in the bed. It was not happy, but it seems to be doing okay now. I believe that there's 5 of them through the bed, and all of them are alive. They're looking a little scraggly, but they looked worse. So this is actually good looking right now. All right, come down the bed. You can see that we've dotted it with some more of the Waterberry Blue Veronica. And then if we come up this way, you're going to see a repeat of different things and textures down the bed. So let's go take a closer look. I love the repeat of the euphorbia in here, and I love that we have so many different colors in here. I will repeat annuals in here, maybe not as many next year because, you know, things will grow up and get bigger. The ground covers will get bigger. We have a mixture of the Waterberry Blue Veronica in here along with thyme. So this is our English thyme right here. That will spread and get bigger. It gets little purple flowers on it. But we also have down here some Mother of Thyme, which is a little bit smaller right there. Oh, it's got some rocks on it. Let me pull those off. There we go. That is our Mother of Thyme right there. It will grow and creep. It'll fill in this area right here. So I love that those are going to fill in and look gorgeous, but they're going to take some time. Now, this Bordeaux is probably the size that it should be right now. And then next to that is another pretty Biden. Jump over the rocks. We've got an Alyssum, and our little Blue Star junipers, I think, are going to live. I'm so glad that I didn't throw those away and that I took a shot, cleaned them up, and put them in here. We had them planted in the wrong place. They were looking brown, tired, and like they were gonna die. And so we brought them over here and put them in the ground. Now, out of all the silver sage that I've planted, this is the one that looks the best right now. It's got the biggest leaf on it, and it's got the best size on it. So I love that thing. It's so tactile. I just want to reach out there and touch it. Next to that, we've got a mangave, and then in front of that, we've got a little saffron finch, which I thought was going to be absolutely spectacular, but it's kind of We're going to hope that it gets bigger. All right, travel down the bed a little bit more. New perennial that we have in here, this is a geum. Now, it's looking okay, but it hasn't gotten any flowers on it, so I don't know if it will. It might be next year that I get flowers. I don't know. And then again, another mix of annuals. We do have a low Sedona bowl in here that we put that spiral grass in, and then we added some of the Blew My Mind Evoluus along with the petunias Bordeaux. Now, see how much better they're doing in a pot? I love that I can pick the pot up and just dump it in the ground and that it's done. But man, I was hoping these would do better on the ground. See those Bidens? Aren't those great? I love those. Out of all the annuals I've planted, those have been my happy surprise this year. All right, you can see we have compost behind the rocks that we dumped when we planted. Look at how much bigger the annuals are behind the rocks. Now, this is clay down here, but annuals normally grow in clay too. You can see we just have a repeat of the same plants over and over as we make our way down the bed. Another woodgilla down here. We have some more alyssum. We tucked in the other blue star juniper right here, and then another little patch of Bidens along with some more silver sage. And if we come up, this is our Sugartina clethra or summer sweet. Smells so good, you guys. All right, ignore that big pile of hose back there. All right, then we come around this way. Here is the oak leaf hydrangea that I cut all the way back to the ground, that after I let this elderberry fall over the top of it and grow over the top of it, I practically ruined it. And I was like, I'm not going to cut it. I'm not going to take it out. I'm going to cut it back. And so I did. And look at that. I will not get flowers this year. I might not get flowers next year. It might take it 2 years to recover. But I saved that plant. It's going to be glorious. Again, it just might take it a minute. And I'm happy that that's going on. I went to a garden tour last year in Madison. And the tour that we did, this gentleman had these castor beans growing. And I was like, those are so cool. And I went, I'm going to grow some of those. So I did. This is just 4 castor beans. I ended up planting, like, I think I planted 9, like, or 6, no, 12. I planted 12, 2 cells. I ended up getting 4 castor beans. They were pretty small when I put them out here, and I didn't have a lot of hope. But then, look, oh my goodness, I love the leaves on these things. They are gorgeous. And even look at the new leaf on there. Isn't that great? And then it gets this alien looking potty thing. See that? Isn't that fun? Oh, it's behind this leaf. All right, see, look at that. Now, word of caution. Castor beans are poisonous, all parts of them. So if you're gonna plant those in your garden, you need to know that. I did these from seed, super loving how they look. And look at our planter. Our planter is so pretty in there. I love that. So again, we repeated the Evoluus, Blew My Mind, and then we did the Pink Star Mini Tunias from Proven Winners, and I love that combination together. I did that combination last year, and I liked it. Now, I did not put a centerpiece in this. I just wanted this in here for a little bit of height. I think that the castor beans growing it around it are awesome. And you can see behind it, we got a hosta back there. That is our strip tease. That was the one I was gonna split and make 3. And now I'm glad I didn't, and I just left the one. And then here are our samurai pulmonias or lungwort. We've got one right there, and it's got a good size on it. And then if I swing over here, let's see if I can move these out of the way. There's another one right there. Oh, come on. There's another one right there, and then I have a third one down just a little ways. Let me back out so you can get a good view of that. Oh, I love that. And next to that, we've got our weeping redbud. I believe this is called Rising Sun, and it's a weeping redbud. It's going to get about 10 feet tall. And then let me step up here real fast. Look at my purple clouds. Those are my flowers from my baby Joe Pieweed. And there's my other lungwort right there. So we have them in between the boxwoods. Now that we've gotten a good look at the passageway bed, we are going to go into the cottage garden. Now in the cottage garden, we have planted things along the edge here. Again, another woodilla, so we created a triangle of this color to draw your eye through the bed. And then we've underplanted with a few more of the ground covers. And then you can see over here, we have another one of the blue chip junipers, another euphorbia. I like this little corner. I think it's really pretty. We've got our green mountain boxwood in here, some more of the Bordeaux petunias, along with another little moor grass. And then we come over here, and I just like the texture of all of this over here. I had 3 cleomes left, so I ended up throwing those in the ground over here. This is our Verbena bonarius, and look, it's got flowers on it, you guys. So I have it right here, and I had some in the back garden as well. And then I have a little patch around the corner. Here's our serviceberry right here. And as we swing around this way, let's give you another look. Hopefully there's not too much glare there. Here's our second patch of Verbena bonariaris. And you can see it is got that beautiful flower on it. And then if I swing out, I've got a datura right here. Blooms white. And then some more of our silver sage and white alyssum. Let's swing up and take a look at our Arctic Fire dogwoods. It totally created the screen that we wanted for the cottage garden so that when we're in it, you can't see us. I also love that these get the beautiful red branches in the winter. So they are in year 3. Isn't that great? Now I will cut these all back to the ground this year. I'm going to go with an every 3rd year cycle. Maybe as they age and get older, I'll go to every other year. But for now, I'm going to do every 3 years, and then we will use all of that red twig dogwood in our winter pots. Love it. Now, you do have to prune dogwoods, even if you think you don't. You have to, because if you don't, the wood on them just starts to turn brown, and then you don't have those beautiful red twigs, because the red is on the newer wood. So that's why you need to make sure that you're pruning it every once in a while. All right, coming in here, I love the pots with the grasses. I will probably repeat that again. We underplanted it with a little pink fan flower. I don't even know what kind it is. I lost the tag. So I do like the fan flowers down underneath there. And then you come into the entrance of the cottage garden, and we've got this beautiful Thumbergia. And this is also what they call a black-eyed Susan vine. I was worried that it wasn't going to creep up my arch, but it's creeping. I'm probably going to have to add something along the arch here because I think it's too sparse up there so that it'll continue to climb and fill in the center and be full. But it's climbing really well. I'm really pleased with it. It's starting to get some flowers. Isn't that nice? I love that. As you come around the corner, we have another datura, and I thought I'd show you this big, beautiful flower. Isn't that great? I love this. I've never planted one before. And a lot of times seeds will fall from plants that we get in, and then they grow underneath the tables in the greenhouse. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try that. Now, I did have to prune out. You can see down here, a cut right there. I had to prune out a big branch because it was coming over the sidewalk and you couldn't get through. And I don't want that going on. So it was just a little prune. Now, over here we have our summer pastels. These are the yarrow. I haven't cut them back yet. We're going to be 95 degrees tomorrow with the heat index over 100, so I'm going to cut these when I get back. I'm traveling to a Proven Winners event in Michigan, so we'll wait and do that when I get back. As we come through the inside, you can see we have our little Oh So Easy roses here. These are the Italian Ice, and they're just now finishing their second cycle of blooms, but they're budded up. And they've got buds on them for their second cycle. And I like these because they've got this nice pretty apricot, and it, you know, starts yellow and then it ages to that pretty color. I just like the small, delicate flowers. It's a single rose. It's a good size. So I really like this rose. I did end up backing up a little bit because I just kind of want you to see that we have done a good job creating a screen here. So this is our calicarpa here. It's going to get thousands of little bitty purple berries all over it in September. Then we have the drift of yarrow, and then we have our grass. This is a totem pole. And what I like is right now I have to really I can kind of sort of see a little bit right here, But if I want to see what's going on over there, I have to walk into the cottage garden. I love that. See? Just creates that screen. And then look at that pretty meadowy kind of look with the black-eyed Susans. Those are the American Gold Rush. And then we have the Magnus coneflowers peeking up right above that. I love that. And then in the background, you know, you slide over and you've got all that beautiful purple Agastache over there. And then you've also got the purple Russian sage, the denim and lace. As we slide up into this upper area, there's a whole video on this. I just love the look of this. I love these mango gaillardias in here. Aren't those fabulous? And then we've got our pufferfish hydrangea along with our cookies and creams hibiscus. That's right there. We've got the little mini pink delphiniums here. So far, so good. We've had rain. I haven't had to stake. So, and they're in first year. So even next year, they'll be even stronger. We've got our Caryopteris right here. This is a blue mist shrub. That's the longwood blue. And look, our Nepeta is already re-flushing and blooming. We've got more of the little bell flowers along the base. And then we just kind of repeat that as we go down. So everything in here except for the Nepeta is new. I just put it in this year. So that's going to grow in and be fabulous. I love it. All right, as we back off here, see, that's what I really like. I like the combinations and then that little pop of yellow right there. I also am loving this mop cypress. I like the way it grows. I like the way it looks. I like the weepy habit of it. I like the color. Oh, just fabulous. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you real fast was, remember how I said the thyme will creep and grow in? Well, here we have a nice blend of two different alyssums. This is the snow, whatever that one is from Proven Winners. I can't remember. And then Violet Night. But look at this. This is the thyme. That's one thyme, and it's the little bitty patch like we grew over there in the Passageway garden. But see how big it's gotten? Well, it's going to do that over there too. And then we added some mother of thyme along the edge. And we added a few more new thymes here and here. So we want to soften all this rock and make it look better. So we added those in, and that looks fabulous. All right, as we swing this way, one of the things that we're going to change, but we're going to wait till the heat comes back down the other way, is we are going to move that Agastache right here, this Blue Fortune. It's too tall. I want to move it back further, and then I've gotten these salvias right here that we're going to put in its place so it's shorter. So loving that. Not had one fire this year. It's been hot, too hot to have a fire. So hopefully it'll cool down and we can have some good ones out here this fall. Over here we have an Edge of Night, I believe is the hibiscus that you see right here. A nice serviceberry right here, followed by our bowed pin oak right there. I still haven't staked that bad boy up. I need to get that done. All right, and as we swing in this way, this is why I want to transplant the hyssop, because look at what's back here. Look at these pretties. We've got alliums back here. We've got some hollyhocks. These pencil point junipers are back here. We've got around the tulip tree, which, oh my goodness, can you believe how big this tree is? But we've got Veronica back here, and I want to be able to see it. This is our Cheyenne Sky Panicum, and this year, it's a little flopped open, and I think part of that is because we've had so much rain. Last year, it was very upright, but it's got great color throughout it, and it's starting to get its little plumes on it. Can you see those right there? Aren't those beautiful? I love how delicate and airy they are. And then we've got that planted next to a winter gem boxwood. As we swing around this way, you can see that the dogwoods come right over to the edge. And then we have another panicum right here. We have some daylilies that are the Bella Lugosi. These are a deep wine-colored, absolutely gorgeous daylily. They have a really bright, deep throat, and they are absolutely beautiful. So this little patch here is 3 daylilies. As we come along this side, you can see we have more alyssum along the ground, another oh so easy Italian ice rose. Look at the patches of time, you guys. See, isn't that pretty the way it grows up over the rocks? That's what we're going for on the other side. This is our pink knockout rose. We gave that a cut back, fertilized it with our insecticide. That's a systemic and a fertilizer, and the hopes that, you know, look at the damage on that guy. Oh, that's what happens when I don't get my jobs done. All right, let's take a look this way. Isn't that great? And I'm just going to back up a little bit here. Try not to fall down as I'm walking over pieces of flagstone and or run into the tree, which is what I just did. All right, so let's go pretend like we're sitting in a chair at the fire pit, which I haven't brought my chairs out yet. I have to squat in my chair or pretending like I am. The best time to be out here in this cottage garden is before 10 o'clock because it's still shaded. It looks really super nice out here. And then the sun comes up over the top of the she shed and it's in full sun. Oh, I didn't show you those. Those are my white swan echinaceas. Aren't those pretty? So this is my view. I got to find something. That's where I'm going to Route 55 to find something to put on that gabion table. That's one of my goals. But this is my view right here. If I'm having a fire out here and a glass of wine, this is what I get to look at. And I'm all cozied in. Look, it's the screen that I wanted. Sometimes I wish I would have made it a little bit wider, but I'm kind of glad that it's all snugged up in here because it does. It feels private and I love it. Do you want to see my view from my office window? It's pretty awesome too. This is looking out my window in the office. That is a great view to look at when you're working. Isn't that awesome? I love it. I also have a good view from my bedroom window. Isn't this cool? This is what I get to see. I love it. I love it. This is exactly what I was picturing. And it is so exciting to see what you envisioned in your head come together. And I'm not even done because some stuff is still little and I'm waiting for it to grow up to see if I want to add anything else to the areas because there's still places to plant in here. But I don't want to go so fast that I make it this hodgepodge mess. Right now, I think my favorite is the coneflowers and the Rebecca together. I love that. And I love the screen as you're coming around the corner and you can't quite see what's there and you got to go in to look at it. I love it. 3 years ago, that was all grass over there. I know. We have come so far in 3 years. I am so happy with the progress that we've made over there. I feel like it's really starting to come into its own. It really is starting to come into the vision of what I thought it was going to look like. Now, when I first thought about doing the cottage garden, there was no passageway bed. There was just the cottage garden that was going to be next to the big red shed because I wanted to have a cottage garden. But as we made it and we had the two beds that were separated, I felt like there was this disjoint between the garden beds. And there we go. We made the passageway bed. And I'm so happy that I did that. I love that all the gardens, by the time we're done, and it might take me another 2 or 3 years to finish, yeah, they're all going to be connected and one's going to weave right into another. Oh, I am so excited about how they look. I hope you guys are enjoying this deeper dive into looking at the garden beds a little bit closer. I hope it's not too many in a row and you're like, could we just get through these? I just thought it would be nice to look at them a little bit closer. So we have one left. We'll be doing the front garden bed and then we'll go on to regular programming and we'll do some really fun things as we move into August. It has been a hot year, but the gardens are looking really good. And guess what? Your gardens are looking pretty good too. You guys sent some really great viewer submission pictures and we'll be looking at those Saturday morning during Garden Gab. It's going to be our end of the month edition and it's all about you and it's all about your pictures. And wow, some of them are pretty awesome. So make sure you tune in for that. All right, you guys, that's all I got for today. I'm going to get out of here. I got to get some watering done, some packing done, and off to Michigan I go. All right, you guys, we will catch you in the next video. Bye, everyone.